don't know what you're going through, but I know what brokenness is. I know what pain is, and pain is pain. Holiness is holiness.
I wasn't ready.
I have no arms and no legs, but I'm very thankful that I have my little chicken drumstick here. People freak out when they see me for the first time. It's so cool. I was at a water slide all by myself. Everyone obviously at the bottom of the slide is looking up and waiting for other people to come down, and here I come and they're freaking out. They're like, you know, like this. And I was so tempted to look at myself and go, what happened? You know? And there were times where I sort of looked at my life and thinking, well, I can't do this and I can't do that. And you keep on concentrating on the things that you wish you had or the things that you wish you didn't have. And you sort of forget what you do have. And there's no point, I believe, in my life where I wish I had arms and legs, I wish I had arms and legs, I wish I had arms and legs, because wishing won't help. But what I've seen in life are just a couple key principles, and the first thing that I've seen is to be thankful. It's hard to be thankful, man. I tell you, when I was 8 years old, I sort of summed up my life and thought, I'm never going to get married, I'm not going to have a job, I'm not going to have a life of purpose. What kind of a husband am I going to be if I can't even hold my wife's hand? It's a lie to think that you're not good enough. It's a lie to think that you're not worth anything.
One point. Woo! It's freezing, I can't feel my hands.
I love life. You know, so many people come and say, how come you smile so much? And I'm like, well, it's a long story. But it's very simple at the same time. You see, it's very hard to smile sometimes in life. There are things that happen that you don't know and you don't understand, and you don't know if you're going to get through it. You know, you go through your storms in life and you don't know how long this storm is going to be. And today I want to share with you some principles that I've learned in my life that you can use in yours. Being patient is beautiful. I tell you, it's the hardest thing. But I realize I may not have hands to hold my wife's hand, but when the time comes, I'll be able to hold her heart. I don't need hands to hold her heart. You know, it is scary to know how many girls have eating disorders. It is scary to know how many people are just angry at life because of their situation at home and angry at others. It's scary to know how many people actually feel like they're worth nothing. Every single girl right here, right now, I want you to know that you are beautiful. You are gorgeous just the way you are. And you boys, you're the man. Alright, real quick, I've got a phone up here. It's not my cell phone, but it's a normal phone. I just ripped it off the wall. I'm going to actually show you how I can actually flick this phone onto my shoulder. It's very cool. So it's actually not always guaranteed that it's going to happen the first time. So what happens when you fail? Very good, very good. So can someone give me a sound for ringing phone, please? Thank you, thank you. I'm coming! Ready? Hey, is that cool? Awesome. I want to talk about like when I started, going to school and stuff, a lot of people put me down, you know what I mean? Like people tease each other. I mean, people come up and say, hey, you're fat, 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 you like, lose some weight, and you're like, you go home and you look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm fat, right? And so many people tease each other. Oh, you're too short, you're too tall, you look, whatever. Different hair and all that. It doesn't matter. See, the thing is, when you're in school, when you're growing up in life, it actually sort of matters to people how you look. And then it matters to you because it matters to others. Why? Why does it matter how you look? Because if they don't like you, then who will? If they don't accept you, then who will? And the fear that we have is that we're going to be alone. That we're not good enough. And, we have to change ourselves. And, so many people put me down and say, Nick, you look too weird and no one's really your friend and you can't do this and you can't do that. And I couldn't change anything. It's not like just fixing my hair one day and everything's fine. It's not like, just whatever. I couldn't change my circumstance. I couldn't just one day wake up and say, hey, give me arms and legs. I need arms and legs. You know what I mean? Like, I went to a bodybuilder, and said, can you make me some arms and legs? No, joking. Bodybuilder, you get it? Right? So this is the thing. I go up to people, can you give me a hand? Just joking. But it was so hard because people put me down. And I started believing that I was not good enough. I started believing that I was a failure. That I'll never ever be somebody who people would like or people would accept. And it was so hard, man. I thought to myself, I can't go on the soccer field like everybody else, and I can't ride my bike, and I can't skateboard, and all these sort of things. And I started getting depressed. I thought, what kind of purpose do I have to live? I mean, are you just here to live to die? I mean, is there not a purpose for me? Is there not a purpose in life? And I had questions and no answers. And I asked my mum and dad, why did this happen? I asked doctors, why did this happen? They don't know. There are some things in life that are out of your control that you can't change and you've got to live with. The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going. I want to ask you, what are you going to believe? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to believe everybody else's judgment on you? Are you going to believe people when they say that you're a failure? Well, no one really likes you. No one really cares about you. And it's not really to say that, hey, you need someone to come up and say, hey, really, I like you, I care about you. No, it's not that, but it's the fact that people put you down. People don't even look you in the eye. People ask you how you are, and you say fine, but you're not fine, and they'll never know that. I tell you, life is interesting. Life's a journey. See this phone here? Let's say that I want to go to the phone, right? And I start from over here. Now, to get to the phone, it's not like I'm going to start meditating and going hum, right, and float across the air, right? It's not going to work. It's not like I'm going to go hum and woo, it's not going to work. So I have to take one step at a time, one step at a time, one step at a time. You can only take one step at a time. I don't care how big your step is, it's only one step at a time. You can't do 2 steps in one. You understand? So it's like one step at a time. And you take steps in this direction, you take steps in that direction. You sort of get lost along the way, and sometimes you fall down. Now to illustrate my point, I'm going to jump off the table, do a back twist, and land on the floor. Okay? Is that cool? Are you ready? Oh, there's a clock there? Okay, can you move the clock for a second, please? Beautiful, beautiful. All right. You ready? So, are you guys ready? Just let me know when you're ready. You ready? Okay, ready? 1, 2. I'm joking, man. Are you serious? Just put the clock back there. If I did that, I'll break my arm or something. You know what I mean? But honestly, along the way, you might fall down like this. Ready? Right? Hello! Right. So what do you do when you fall down? Get back up. Everybody knows to get back up, because if I start walking, I'm not going to get anywhere. But I tell you, there are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. You sort of put a mask on your face when you come to school and pretend that everything's okay when it's not, and you go home and lay in your bed when no one's looking at you, when you don't have to impress anybody, and you're yourself. And fear comes in. You know the fear that you have as soon as you walk into the doors of your house. Maybe there's a broken home. Maybe you have doubt in your life. Maybe you don't know for sure what's going to be happening in the future, and it scares you. Maybe you're worried about what people think of you, what people say about you. Just that fear paralyzes you. And I just want to ask you today, do you think you have hope? Because I tell you, I'm down here, face down, and I have no arms, no legs. It should be impossible for me to get back up. I mean, you go home and tie the legs and arms of your brothers and sisters and like push them down and see how long it's going to take them to get back up. You know what I mean? You know, you can tell them that you'll see them tomorrow. You know what I mean? But this is the thing. It should be impossible for me to get back up, but it's not. You see, I will try 100 times to get up, and if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever going to get up? No. But if I fail, I try again and again and again. For as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up. Does that make sense? And it's not the end until you've given up. And just the fact that you're here should persuade you that you have another chance to get back up. There's still hope. I'm not here today to tell you that I understand your pain. I don't know how it feels to be abused. I don't know how it feels to feel, quote, fat and you've got an eating disorder. I don't know how it feels to have a broken home. I don't know how it feels. But I know how it feels to have a broken heart. And I know how it feels to be alone. Finish. Are you going to finish strong? And you will find that strength to get back up like this. How did I get from depressed to who I am today? Because I tell you, I was depressed. When I was age 8, I used to concentrate on the things I didn't have. I wish I had arms and legs, and I wish I could do this, but what can I do? You see, I have a choice, and that's what I want to talk about today, choices. I can either be angry for not having arms and legs or be thankful for my chicken drumstick. And you see, I can still do a lot of things. At home, I can brush my teeth, comb my hair, get myself ready in the morning. And I'm traveling around the world. It's amazing. But I had to ask myself a couple questions. And the first question was really, who am I? Who am I? I'm Nick Vujicic, but who is that? And it's funny how the friends around you sort of determine who you are. You change yourself. You come to school. And everybody swore around me at high school, so I started swearing. Why? Because it's the cool thing to do. Everybody swears. So I don't want to be left out. And I want to be accepted, so I started swearing. You go to a party, everybody's drinking, so you drink. Why? Well, everybody else around me is doing a big deal. And you start losing yourself, and you start putting your security in temporary things. You start putting your happiness in things that won't last. You can get drunk all you like, but in the morning, you're going to be sober with a headache with the same problems. You want to be high the rest of your life on drugs? Everybody says, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. Well, why? Why do we even go there? It's either out of curiosity, peer pressure, or trying to escape reality. Basically, three things. That's why we go to drugs, sex, alcohol. Why do you do it? Because it feels good. Okay, that's how we do it. I mean, if you want something, you go get it. You want to buy something, you save up money, you go get it. Why? Because that will make you happy. And we take these steps in the wrong direction that will actually take you away from your dreams. Oh, don't worry, Nick. Drugs and alcohol won't take me away from my dreams and my purpose and sex and all that. No. But I tell you, it actually will. Because you go to a level of drinking and you go to a level of drugs and it's not enough. You'll find that out. And then you try something new. And then you'll also go to school and people will put you down and parents will tell you that you're a failure because you failed at a test. And you start believing the lies around you, saying that you're not good enough, and no one's going to want you, and you'll never ever do anything good in your life, and you'll never ever, achieve the dreams and goals that you wish you had done, or wish that you could do. And these steps take you closer. That voice saying, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, and all you need is one more step to fall. So you have a choice to know which step you're going to take today. Let me ask you, do you know who you are? You want to know who I think you are? You care about what your friends think who you are. You care about their opinion. You want to know who I am? You want to know what I think you are? I'll tell you right now. I don't care how you look. Honestly, if you're 400 kilos, I'm going to come up to you and give you a hug and say that I love you. I don't care if you're fat, short, tall, thin, I don't care, man. I really don't care how you look. I don't care what you're good at. I don't care what you're not good at. I don't care if you like rock and roll music or not. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you're a good mathematician or a good athletic or not good at anything that you think. But I'm going to come and tell you that you're awesome just the way you are. I know so many teenagers who look themselves in the mirror and wish that they had a different body. Girls, you're beautiful just the way you are. You're gorgeous. You're gorgeous. I love you just the way you are. And you boys, you're the man. Because it's not how you look. When you see me for the first time, many of you felt sorry for me. Do you feel sorry for me anymore? No. Why? Because you know who I am. But don't you remember I have no arms and no legs? Would you want to be my friend? Of course you would. Why? Because you like who I am. But I have no arms and no legs. And you're going to say, so what? So when you say, well, I have this or I don't have that, I'm going to go, so what? I don't care. Is that not a purpose worth living for? And that's why I believe in you, because that is the greatest purpose. It's to love. Honest. It sounds corny, whatever you want to say. I don't care. I love people because there is freedom and power in loving people. You have a choice every day you come to school to either tease somebody, gossip about somebody, or you can go up to them and encourage them. You can go up to somebody and say, hey, you're looking good today. When you ask them how you doing and they say okay and you know they're not okay, you can say, no, really, how are you doing? You could save somebody's life. Oh, really, Nick? No, I don't think so. Check this out. I was 6 years old, grade 1. 12 people teased me. I counted them all on my fingers. 12 people teased me. And at the end of the day, 10 to 3 in the afternoon, I said, I can't do this. If one more person teases me today, that's it. I'm going to give up. And I'm driving in my wheelchair, my BMW 7 Series to my parents, right? And there is this one girl who yells out, "Hey, Nick!" I'm thinking, great, here it is. She comes to me and she says, "Nick, I just want you to know that you're looking good today." And I'm like, oh. The power of encouragement. You can save a person's life. Because I tell you, I was walking, man, this way. You're not good enough. People telling me, no one loves you. There's nothing good in your life. You can't do this. You can't do that. No one's going to want to marry you and all these sort of things, and get to the edge. And all I needed was that one more person to tell me that I wasn't good enough. And I'll be down there. Do you know that you could be that one person for somebody else to push them over? You don't know how many people have eating disorders in this school. You don't know how many people want to hurt themselves in this school. They hide it. You don't know how many people hate their life. And you're one of the reasons why. Can you imagine that? Serious. Why? Just because you want to have fun. Grow up. Grow up. I dare this school not to tease another person for the rest of the day. I dare you. I dare you. Do you think that's possible? People will say, well, I won't do it, but everybody else will. Be the change you want to see. And you be that person and turn them around. This school should have every person having a friend. You see somebody having no friends, why don't you go up to that person and be their friend? Because you're scared of what people think of you. Let's do it. Let's wake up. Embrace it, man. Let's live. I love my life. Nothing stopped me. Am I happy all the time? No. No, I'm not happy all the time. I want to talk about my wife. I'm not married. I don't know who my wife is yet. Right? It's okay. I know she's coming. It's fine. She's coming. Just because you have no boyfriend, girls, it doesn't mean you're not beautiful and that you're not loved. You don't need a boyfriend. You don't need to use your body as security to make you feel that someone needs you. My wife is coming. And I may not have hands to hold my wife's hand, but I don't need hands to hold her heart. And that's all I want to hold. I'll tell you, a real man would wait. A real man would not put your life in danger if you're not 100% sure that you're going to be together for the rest of your life. That's why I haven't had sex, because I don't know who I'm going to marry yet. Why sleep around with everybody else? It's so silly. Why? Just for temporary pleasure? No, man. It's beautiful to know I've only shared that with my girl, and I'm her guy. I love that. We're going to have children together, I know that. And how am I going to hug my children when they're crying? I used to get depressed over that. What kind of a father am I going to be? Check this out. There was a girl, she's so cute, man, one of my friend's daughters, and she was, 2.5 years old. She had this pink flowery hat on, pink shoes on. She was about my height as well. And she came and she was hugging everybody goodbye at this family function, and she comes to me, and I'm sitting on the floor, and she's just looking at me, and I'm like, cool. She's just staring at me. I'm like, okay, what can a 2.5-year-old honestly be thinking about? I'm like, this is so weird. And she was looking at me for about 25 seconds, and then she realizes something. Like this little light, bing, came to her. And she realized that I had no hands to hug, so when she came up to me to hug me, she put her hands behind her back. And she hugged me with her neck. I know! Isn't that more beautiful? It's so beautiful. Why am I here? To tell you this, that I love you. That everything's going to be okay. Not today, not to say that I am going to be with you every day to tell you that. Not to say that I understand what you're going through, but today I've come here so you would remember my smile. and you'd remember what I said. You have a choice to either uplift somebody or put someone down. You either have the choice to step towards your goals and dreams or step away, going into temporary things. You have a choice to either give up or keep going. Give up or get up. When you fail, try again and again and again. Hold on to that hope. Open your eyes. Look at me. Tears clean the windows of your soul. That's why you feel good after crying. And I am here today to hug you. I'm a hugging machine. And if you want a hug, I'm going to, in a couple minutes, get up off this. I'm going to go to a table to the side. There's a table around the corner behind this camera. And I want to hug you. And I want you to hug me like you've never hugged before. Because there is healing in hugging. And I want you to know that I love you guys so much. Don't give up. And know that there is someone always out there who believes in you, who loves you just the way you are.
This is exactly what this school needed, because teenagers at this point in their life, they go through trying to find out who they are, and you never really get to find it out with other people. People can't tell you who you are. You've got to find it for yourself, and you've got to be able to respect yourself and learn to love yourself before you can change your environment. And that's really been helpful with what Nick said. It's told kids that it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what you smell like, it doesn't matter what colour eyes you have or if you have braces or anything. It just matters who you are on the inside, and that person is who everybody should be seeing. And if they're not seeing it, then you should be looking for someone else. You should be looking for someone who does see who you are on the inside and who does love you.
You're beautiful, just the way you are. She was busy streets looking for her next mate. Maybe we'll be the one. 'Cause in her mind there is more to life than being someone. But deeper down she has someone that make her feel loved. So she is looking for it in all the wrong places. You're beautiful. You're
When I was a kid, when I was growing up with my family and surrounded by all my cousins and all the people that I love, they treated me like everybody else. And so I don't think that it was really important to me that I looked a bit different until I actually got to kindergarten. And a lot of kids who saw me for the first time didn't know how to react. And they just either teased me, or they laughed at me, or they called me names, or they just didn't talk to me. They never wanted to play with me, and it was very, very, very hard for me to go to kindergarten every day and face all that. I was actually born without arms and legs, and there's no medical reason why this had happened. In fact, my mum was a nurse, and she made sure that she did everything right, and my parents didn't do anything wrong, and my doctors didn't do anything wrong. And I I was just told that it's just one of these things, you know, only God knows why this happened. When people were teasing me, I used to ask myself, why are people teasing me? You know, is it just because I look different, or what is it? Because I knew that a lot of other people look different, you know. Some people have orange hair, some people have black hair, some people are tall, some people are short. Everybody's got their differences. And I didn't think that my difference was much different to everybody else. I mean, well, why are they picking on me? But this is the thing at school, everybody picks on everybody. It's so sad to see that people get teased about, you know, how their face looks, or if they got a limp, or if they're in a wheelchair, and it's wrong. It's so wrong. You know, when people see me for the first time, what do they think? I feel so sorry for this guy without arms and legs. Oh, he must have such a bad life. And you know, oh, this guy can't do this guy... Why? How can they say that? They judge me by how they look. They have no idea that I've done a double degree in accounting and financial planning. They have no idea that I'm a real estate investor, that I'm a stock market investor, that I love my life, that I travel around the world and I give people hope in a unique and powerful way. I love my life. I'm living a more complete life than the average 23-year-old. Because arms and legs will not make you complete. And how you look will not make you complete. And you know, in life where you say, you know, I wish I had this, and if only I had this, then I'd be happy. And you get that, and you're happy for 2 weeks. And then you say, well, if only I had this, then I'd be happy. And you get that, and are you happy? Yeah, for 2 weeks. And then? No, and then. This is the thing.